Hi, Kristen here. I'm going to take you through a nice restorative flow today that's going to be wonderful for our root chakra. Each pose is going to be held for 5 to 10 minutes. You're definitely going to want to set your mat up next to a wall because we are going to be using it for one of our poses. And I recommend having some props nearby. I like to have blocks. I have a bolster. I have a rolled up blanket. If you don't have a bolster, you can get a few rolled up blankets. If you don't have blocks, same thing. Blankets, towels, whatever works for you to help support you in these poses, these postures. So first we're going to start by sitting at the front of our mat, and we're just going to warm up here. Really just take a moment to center ourselves and just connect with our breath. This class is going to be about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. So make sure you have plenty of time. You can also have water nearby if you need to take some sips of water at all during today's practice. And remember that this is for your body, so make sure you feel comfortable. All right, so let's come to the front of our mat in a nice seated position. We're going to take our thumb and our pointer finger on both hands, and we're going to connect them to a little circle. And we're going to have our 3 fingers pointing out. Our hands are going to rest on our knees. Our head, neck, spine are in alignment. We're sitting tall, sitting strong. Shoulders are over our hips, and our sit bones are rooted right into our mats. You can start to soften your gaze or close your eyes and just settle into your breath. Breathing in through your nose, filling up your lungs with clean, vital, life force energy. And exhaling through your nose, releasing any negative, stagnant energy. Releasing any thoughts that don't serve you. In just a moment, as we connect to our breath, we're going to take a few mantras for our root chakra. The sound is LAM. You can choose to go ahead and take the mantra with me, or you can just listen and breathe. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath before we begin. Inhale, and on your next exhale, Now just focus on your breath and the sound of my voice. If you'd like to have soft music playing in the background, feel free. If you'd like to set an intention for today's class, now's the perfect time to do so. Each pose will be held for 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll let you know when we're 2 minutes out and our halfway marks. Before we transfer to each pose, you'll hear a sound, and that'll let you know that we're getting ready to make our transition. So let's go ahead and get ready for our first posture. We're going to take a supported child's pose. So we're going to flip over into tabletop position where our hands are under our shoulders, our knees are under our hips. Then we're going to connect our toes to touch each other and bring our knees to the outside edges of our mat. We're going to sink our hips back towards our heels. You can take a bolster or a blanket and place it right underneath your belly to help support you. And you can reach your hands right out in front of you. We're going to be here for 5 minutes. I will let you know when we have 2 minutes remaining. Maybe with your inhales, your spine grows longer. And with your exhales, you sink back closer to your hips. You can take a few breaths with your left ear connected to your bolster or your blanket. And then take a few breaths with your right ear connected to your bolster or your blanket. You can find complete stillness in this posture. Two minutes remaining. We're going to transfer out of this posture and we're going to make our way into a pigeon pose. So let's remove the bolster, any props that you have. You can grab your blocks and or a blanket, whatever you have nearby. We're going to plant our hands on our mat, shoot our hips up into a downward dog. Our right leg is going to rise up, and we're going to bring our right knee in towards our right elbow, kick our right ankle towards our left arm. And we're going to sink down right here into our pigeon pose. So I'm going to take a block and put it under my right hip. And I'm going to put a blanket right underneath my heart. And we're going to sink here for about 5 minutes. So go ahead and get comfortable. Again, you can always take this time to really settle into your breath and really stretch your neck too, so your left ear is coming towards the mat or your blanket or bolster. And then on your next breath, you can turn so your right ear is making that connection. We really want to be focusing on our breath and that mind-body-breath connection. So if you catch your mind starting to wander, go ahead and bring it back. Focusing on your inhales, filling your lungs with clean, vital, life force energy. And on every exhale, releasing any negative, stagnant energy. It's okay to make adjustments while you're in these postures for the comfort of your body. Two minutes remaining. going to start to make our transition out of this posture. So we're going to come to our hands first. Remove the blanket if you're using one. Remove your block. And then we're going to plant our hands back on our mat. Tuck our left toes, shoot our hips up, bring our right foot back to meet our left, and go ahead and pedal out your dog for a moment here, bending your right knee as you straighten your left, and then bending your left as you straighten your right. Take a few breaths like this, and then we're all going to meet in our pigeon pose on our left side. So you're going to shoot your left leg up to the sky, bring your left knee towards your left elbow, kick your left ankle towards your right wrist and lower, and then start to sink your hips back. You can place a block under your left sit bone. Then you can go ahead and bring that blanket or bolster or another block, and then you can start to sink down, melting your heart towards your mat, supporting your body, this posture. We're going to be here for 5 minutes. Bringing our focus to our breath. Maybe you observe without judgment how one side of your body feels compared to the other. What feelings or thoughts or memories do these poses bring to you? Two minutes. go ahead and start to make our way out of this posture, coming to the palms of our hands first, pushing up, removing any props that we've been using. Pushing ourselves into our down dog by tucking our right toes and shooting our left foot back to meet the right. Go ahead and pedal this out for 2 full breaths. And then we're going to drop to our tabletop position, knees under hips, hands under shoulders, and then make your way into a comfortable seated position. We're going to hug our knees in to our bellies as we start to roll back on our mats. Give yourself a nice hug. And then from here, we're going to make our way into a supported bridge. So you're going to plant your feet firmly on your mat and your knees point up to the sky. Your back is connected to the mat, shoulders, head, neck, spine, everything is connected to the mat. Palms are facing down. Walking your heels as close to your sit bones as possible. And then you're going to shoot your hips up towards the sky and tuck a block, bolster, or blanket right underneath where the small of your back is. And we're going to come into this supported bridge for 5 minutes. On your block, there's 2 different heights that you can use. You can have your block laying flat. You can lift it on its side. Actually, there's a 3rd height. You can even put it lengthwise. So whatever feels good to you if you're using a block. Palms facing down. If you need to be a little bit more grounded in your practice today, palms facing up if you would like to receive positive energy. Really focusing on your breath. Make sure your knees aren't falling out to the side or knocking in together. Our feet are still in line with our hips. Your gaze can be up towards the sky, or again, you can always let your neck fall to the right for a few breaths. And then back to center. And gaze, neck looking over towards the left. Your practice, do what works and feels good for your body. start to make the transition out of this posture. So you're going to plant your feet firmly into your mat as you lift your hips up and remove any props that you have underneath you. And then we're going to make our way towards the wall. So you're going to sit up, you can spin around, and you're going to scooch your body as close to the wall as you possibly can, because we're going to go for legs up the wall for 10 minutes here. This is going to be a little bit longer of a hold. You're going to come flat on your mat. Your sit bone, hips, buttocks is going to get as close to the wall as it possibly can. And you're going to put your feet right up the wall. Your back is pushing flat on the mat, but you do have a little arch here in that lower spine. Remember, you're here for 10 minutes. If you'd like to put a block underneath you between you and the wall, you can, or a blanket. If you'd like to put blankets under your arms, any support that you need for this pose, go ahead and take. Shoulders are pushing firmly into the mat. Head, neck, and spine are still in alignment here. Your sit bones this time are rooted right into the wall as your body grounds down and sinks into the mat. Toes are relaxed, kind of falling towards you. Careful not to lock out your knees here. Have a slight bend in those knees is fine. Palms can be facing down, grounding into your mat, or you can flip your palms up. While you're in these postures, if you'd like to chant to yourself your mudra for your root chakra, that long sound, go ahead and do so. Great vibrations for our body. Really helps us center ourselves, ground ourselves, feel secure. 10 minutes of chanting can do so much for us. about 5 minutes left. Two minutes left. We're going to start to make the transition out of this pose. So you can hug your knees down towards your chest. And then you can start to scooch back away from the wall. You can keep your head right where it is and your feet touching the wall. And you're going to make your way into a reclined bowed ankle pose. So you're laying flat on your mat at this point. And you're going to kiss the bottom of your feet together as you let your knees fall to each side of the mat. This is a great place for props. You can put the blocks or towels or a bolster or a blanket under your knees. Taking a few different positions here, just in case you're not really sure what I'm saying, you can kind of look. So your body is flat on the mat, palms can be faced up or face down. Your soles of your feet are kissing, your knees are falling out towards each side. Blocks can go underneath the thighs, underneath the knees. You can put towels there, anything you need to support you in this position, because you are going to be here for 10 minutes. Remember, I'm going to give you the 5-minute mark and the 2-minute mark. Remember, you can always come back to your mantra. Long. Or simply bring the awareness to your breath. Inhaling through your nose, filling up your lung. Exhaling through your nose. Wherever you need to be right now in this moment. Maybe you take your hands and you rest them on your hips. I have a chakra scroll on my wall to remind me to stay centered and to stay grounded. A nice affirmation for your root chakra. I am connected with the energy of Mother Earth. My mind, body, and spirit are grounded, created, and pure. I'm going to read that again. I don't have my glasses on, and although we are definitely created and grounded, the affirmation is cemented. So let's try that again. I should probably be wearing my glasses if I'm going to try to read. I am connected with the energy of Mother Earth. My mind, body, and spirit are grounded, cemented, and pure. centered. Good grief, folks. Gotta keep it real. I really should have put my glasses on. We'll go through that again after. I'm not going to start this whole thing over again. We've all been there once you get older and your eyes don't work as well as they used to. Five minutes. I don't believe in hiding mistakes. I'm secure enough in myself to admit when I have read something wrong, misinterpreted something wrong, done something wrong. I am centered. I am connected with the energy of Mother Earth. My mind, body, and spirit are grounded, centered, and pure. Two minutes. start to transition out of this posture by bringing our knees pointed towards the ceiling and our feet grounding down into our mat. And we're just going to hug our knees in towards our chest into a little ball. You can rock side to side, maybe take a few little circles, and then slowly start to roll up into a seated position. From here, we're going to take our next posture as a seated forward fold. There's a few options to help support yourself here. You can always sit on a block with your knees out in front of you and maybe a blanket underneath your knees. This is the way I'm going to take my seated forward fold. So you can always stay right on the mat. So whatever you choose to do, your hips, sit bones are sinking into your mat, really grounding down like there's roots anchoring you in. And then you can place anything you'd like underneath your knees if you need that extra support. And you can always bring a bolster, a blanket, or blocks right in between you on your lap. We're going to fold forward, relaxing, letting our head falling towards our knees. You might not get that deep of a bend or a stretch here, and that's okay. Support your body so you're nice and comfortable, because we're going to be here for 10 minutes. Maybe your hands stretch down towards the mat, wherever you would like to be. You can see I take a few different props to really help me with this. My chin is tucked in towards my chest, but it's resting on a block, which is resting on a bolster, which is resting on my lap. Make sure your body is relaxed here. Try to release any tension that you might feel. Seated forward fold seems like it would be so easy. This is always a challenging one for me. Sometimes it takes me some time to settle into this posture, to really find where I'm comfortable. Your props might look different than mine, and that's okay, because all of our bodies are different. So we really want to focus on supporting ourselves. bring the awareness to your inhales and you elongate your spine, and on your exhales, you really fold forward just a little bit more. Just these small little movements throughout this posture. Remember, we're here for 10 minutes. We really have the opportunity to sink deeper into each of these poses. It's the wonderful thing about restorative yoga. Five minutes. I decided to transition for my last 5 minutes. I've come off my block. I've kept my blanket underneath my knees, but I do feel at this point I'm really able to forward fold using my hands to hold on to the bottoms of my feet, letting my head hang heavy. Two minutes. start to come out of our seated forward fold, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, removing any props that you may have used. We're just going to come to a comfortable seated position. However that looks for you is fine. We're going to place our hands on our knees, head, neck, spine are in alignment, shoulders are over our hips, and we're just going to take a few cat-cows just to stretch that out. So as you inhale, push your heart through your shoulders, chin comes out and forward. Exhale, round your back, navel towards your spine, chin towards your chest. Just take a few gentle cat-cows here. And we're going to settle into our final posture, Shavasana. So when you're ready, we're all going to meet lying down on our mat. We're going to be here for 8 minutes. I'm not going to give you a halfway point at this time, but I will make that wonderful sound with the Himalayan bowl as it's time to call you back out of this position. As you lay on your mat, let your body sink into your mat, really grounding down, melting in towards the ground. If you need any props here, it's completely fine. Relax your brow, relax your jaw. Remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your shoulders, your arms, your torso, your hips. Relax your legs, your toes, your feet. Your feet are relaxed, flopping off towards the side of your mat. Right toes pointed to the right, left toes pointed to the left. Bringing your attention to your breath. to our breath, back to our body. Maybe you start by wiggling your toes, rolling your ankles, rolling your fingers, wrists. Just coming back into the present moment. You can stay here as long as you want. If you're ready, you can always roll onto whichever side feels comfortable for you. Take a moment to pause on your side, planting your palm firmly in the ground, connecting with the earth. And when you're ready, join me in a comfortable seated position. Bringing hands to heart center. I want to thank you so much for joining me for today's beautiful practice. May you think only happy thoughts. May you speak only kind words. And may your hearts be filled with love. I hope you have the most beautiful day. Namaste.